Hello everyone and welcome to TIP Annual Conference 2022, themed The Parenting Advantage. We're bringing you coaches from all over the world, from Nigeria, Australia, Germany, Canada, the USA and the United Kingdom, even India. Get ready, your mind will be blown, your parenting game will be lifted high. You want to be a part of this. My name is Joy Unspeakable and I am the official MC of the Intentional Parents Academy. See you.
Amazing. Hello, everyone. Good evening in Nigerian time. It's another amazing session we're going to have here. Today is day 3 of the Intentional Parent Annual Conference. My name is Chizrum Bazigwe, and I'm going to be your moderator this night. And I will never ever fail to say I'm super grateful for this wonderful opportunity. I mean, guys, you've seen what is going on. They said they don't tell a deaf man that the war has started. Okay, so a blind man that the war has started. So I'm very grateful, Coach Wendy. Thank you for being this person you are, and for the entire team. The previous session was amazing. It was super fantastic. I mean, sitting watching this guy, you can actually see that Uncle Uwe is, you know, if you look at his face, you know that, man, this is not a joke. This guy has gone through a lot and he's sharing a life experience. This is not what was told to him. This is what he experienced. And I mean, if anybody is saying it's okay, I don't have the time, I need to wait, I think it's time for you to wake up. But quickly, I would like anyone from all the people that are coming in now, welcome, and let me know just one word how the previous session was for you. Just let me know. And as you put on that, I call for a quick review from the inner circle. A quick review from the inner circle.
Hi there, my name is Maribeth Chima and I am a yada. Yes, let me tell you something for free. Everybody needs a coach. If you have something that is dear to you, then the first thing you want to do is get an accountability partner in that thing or in that area. As a parent coach, it's very easy for you to spend so much time trying to help other people solve their problems, and then you realize you're probably just supporting your children in the areas that are related to what you do. So for me, that's what the inner circle is. The inner circle helps me to take care of every other area of my parenting beyond the scope, of my expertise, basically. So yes, because parenting is such an important aspect of my life, because parenting is so important to me, I know that knowledge can never be enough. Right? You can never know too much. And the inner circle is such an amazing place to be when you're talking about you not knowing everything and wanting a system that can, support you, a system that can feel and step in the gap for you, basically. So if you're contemplating being a part of the inner circle right now, then waste not 1 minute, okay? Just jump in right here. You will be glad you did. Thank you very much, Coach Wendy. Thank you.
Yes, that's it. In fact, let me just tell you guys, this is very, very important. If you find a place where what they do is to share wisdom, you shouldn't think twice. And what I tell people is, especially here in Nigeria, you find one in Nigeria, why going out? Why running somewhere else when we can do it together here? I mean, we need help. We need to do something for ourselves. So please find your way to the inner circle as I have found my way. I will be there very soon. All right, so quickly, we would love to know let's listen to the bio of the next speaker, which is going to give us a mind-blowing session this evening. I can't even blink for what the speakers are going to give us, because previous speakers has proven that this is not a joke. So you can imagine what is going to happen next. So let's listen to the profile of the next speaker.
Dima is a coach, consultant, trainer, and speaker. She loves to support individuals and families to flourish and enjoy happier, more harmonious, and meaningful lives. Through a signature project like Get Your Power Back, Harmonious Living Process, Stay in Empower Project for Adolescents, and Flourishing Together Couples Project, she supports our clients to tap into their innate resourcefulness to live their best lives in spite of life's challenges. She is a sucker for love and family. She serves as the Director of Studies in the Institute of Family Engineering and Development, raising competent family life practitioners. When Dima is not coaching, mentoring, speaking, or training people to maximize their personal power and potentials towards achieving their desired goals, she's learning new things or playing with our family and building a positivity profile through taking pictures, recording TikTok videos, and dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the Intentional Parent Annual Conference 2022, Dima Wobi.
I'm clapping already. Yeah, here she is. Welcome, welcome. Madam, you are welcome to this annual conference. I know you're not a stranger. So this is your place, and we are waiting again for another bomb. It's been back to back. The bombs have been back to back, honestly, and we're super grateful. And we can't wait to consume from the wealth of your knowledge. So the floor is yours now. You can teach us and deal with us for the next 40 to 50 minutes. Please go ahead.
Okay, Chizurum, thank you so much. Did you say I have 15 minutes? Let me be sure I heard you correctly.
40 to 50 minutes.
Hello, Chizurum.
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
I have 15 minutes. I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I know. I said 40 to 50 minutes. 50, 40 to 50.
Oh,
yes.
All right. Thank you for that. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, the Intentional Parent Academy. My topic that I want to discuss, Chizurum said you've been receiving bombs. I want to help you gather the bombs together. Tonight, I will not be throwing bombs. Of course, you know I'm a human flourishing coach, so I don't want to give you too much buzzwords that will scatter your brain. I want to help you to land softly, because you need the soft life to do parenting effectively. So my topic is how to create a system of well-being, resilience, and happiness in your parenting journey. Intentional parenting is something that is so dear to me. In fact, my husband and I have a book written in that topic, The ABC of Intentional Parenting, How to Love, Lead, and Influence Your Child with Ease. So intentional parenting is dear to my heart. And the work that Wendy and her team are doing in the Intentional Parent Academy is something that I cherish and something I do not wait for opportunity to say, Wendy, well done. Because honestly, in my work, first of all, as a professional, and then personally, I know that parenting is important, because the home is where life begins and ends. Every life skill we need to flourish is first caught and then taught at home. Caught through modeling, caught through just observing our parents and the people we are living life with, and then taught intentionally by our parents. And throughout my work, it's important that I'm going to be sharing some stories. I was wishing that I was going to get some human interactions, because there will be some exercises I want you to do. But those watching can also do that on YouTube. In my work as a human flourishing expert, I have come to recognize and to know that everyone either every one of us is an ambassador of the home that raised us, right? It now depends on the skills that the home built in us. So if you're struggling in your relationships, even as an adult, if you're struggling at work, if you're struggling to do anything meaningful or to follow through with your plans, we always will trace it back to what has formed this person, and taking it back to childhood, we begin to see, okay, this is what the parents did intentionally, or this is what they did the best that they know of. So in building a system, I want you to know that the most important person in parenting is you, the parent, not the child. The most important person in parenting is the child, the parent, and not the child. And you cannot, if we're here and we're talking about parenting, you cannot raise a well-rounded whole child in this dispensation if you are still parenting your child the way your parents parented you. I want you to know that the world where you were raised no longer exists. You may still be going to your village, you may still be going to different parts, but that world that raised you no longer exists, because the world is changing fast and parents need to rise up. Before I came on this broadcast, I just saw someone sent something on WhatsApp status that dollar to naira is now 700 naira. And I said to my husband, is that it? And he said, no, today it was 720. That is the reality that we are in right now. And it's in this reality that you are expected to be an intentional parent and to raise a full-fledged whole human being. Let me take your minds back to the dynamics that we're dealing with, so that you recognize why it is important that you do not take your mental and emotional state for granted. In fact, you are as flourishing as the state that you are in. And so what is happening currently in the world? We're taking Nigeria, we're taking the world globally. The economy, even post-COVID, people are beginning to realize that not only the anxiety that we dealt with COVID, there's a lot of tension in the world right now. People are coming down with depression. 2 days ago, I got a call from a mother, and she's like, Dima, I've been meaning to call you. I'm depressed. And because I know that people just use depression loosely, because even as the talk about mental health is ongoing, I said, madam, how do you know you are depressed? And she said, oh, I went to the hospital, I saw a psychiatrist, and I was clinically diagnosed. Okay. I'm getting calls from parents of their children who are dealing with difficult mental and emotional states. I'm getting calls from parents who are saying, Dima, I wish I can just forget that I'm a parent. I mean, and just disappear somewhere for the next 1 week. Or just go away for 1 month and not have to think about anybody, not have to deal with anything. Because right now, the world that we are in right now is tense, the world is tough, and things are just getting tighter. Yet, is it still in that world that you, that is dealing with the pressure of work, dealing with the pressure of your health, dealing with the pressure of your quality of life, dealing with your pressure of finances, is still supposed to be well composed and be there for your child, raise that child to be all that God wants that child to be. Now, if there's ever been a time that parenting was tough, it is this time. And this is a time when, as parents, we need to pay attention to our states. So what do we need to create a system of well-being, resilience, and happiness in our parenting journey? First of all, we've established that parenting is more about you and not your child. Secondly, if you are a Nigerian and you are even in this world, you agree with me that tension we wake up to every day is so much. The pressure is so much that even we are getting choked. Yet, that is not an excuse not to raise the child that has been placed in your care. So it is key that in this present dispensation, we have to get all of the resources, all of the skills, all of the way that we can make parenting effective and with ease. where we are raising children intentionally, but then we are not being consumed with all that we need. I like to say to people, you are a parent, but you are much more than a parent. Because what it takes to flourish, with research has shown that there are about 12 dimensions of life that make about the holistic, harmonious being, which family is one of them. So if you are going to still function in every other domain of life that needs your attention and yet still be a success in parenting, then it's important that you have a system that puts you in a resourceful state, in a responsive state, and in a resilient state. And what do we need to be in those states? So I like to joke and say that you need these 3 R's, and the way to get these 3 R's is by creating a system of 3 R's. So stay with me, I will do it as fast as we can. So let's talk about this. Whatever it is you're doing in parenting, you need to be resourceful. Because I like to tell parents that you are as effective as a parent as your current mindset, your current skill set, and your current tool set. And the thing about intentional parenting, which is one of the things that gives me so much joy, and I like to share with my clients and others, is to know that being an intentional parent does not exempt you from the pressures of life. You're an intentional parent does not mean that you won't have challenges. You won't wake up someday and you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to do anything. It doesn't mean that your children will not present with different nuances of challenges. But the beauty about being resourceful is the efficacy to know that I have the tools to navigate what my child is dealing with. And if I don't have the tools, I have the knowing where to get the tools. Secondly, is the skills, that you have the skills to raise a whole child. And thirdly, which is important in the conversation we're having today, is that you have a growth mindset. Look, people, I like to always paint the picture how it is. Raising yourself, first of all, as a person, it's hard. Like you're dealing with all of the things that you have to deal with. I mean, think about your life. There are still some skills I've been trying to grow from when I was 20 that I'm still going now. Some recorded process in some not recorded process, but I am still a work in progress. And like Satguru said, what makes us different from our children, we're all work in progress. The only difference between you as a parent and your child is that you came to this world earlier than that child. So if you understand that, then you have to ask yourself, how resourceful am I as a parent? That's number one. Secondly, you want to know that even if you have the resources, you have the skill, you have the tools, your resourcefulness per time will impact your parenting. Your resourcefulness per time will impact your parenting. So that's the first R. And I'm building to let us know why we need to create a system. Second thing, the second R you need to parent your child effectively and intentionally is being responsive. Ability to respond, ability to be present, and to be able, have the capacity, the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, the spiritual capacity, the social capacity, the intellectual capacity to respond to the need of your child in the moment, and even to respond to the need of your child proactively. Okay? So what does it take for you to be responsive? So imagine you just coming back home from traffic and your child has a need. How responsive can you be at that time when you have just quarreled with somebody that was trying to cut corner in front of you? Or you went to work and that day was NPR and your supervisor has finished battering you how you're not meeting your KPIs. Will you naturally be responsive in that time? Follow me and let's continue this conversation. The third R you need as a parent is resilience. And I'm going to stay a bit on resilience before we move to the system and how to create the system. Many a time when you talk to people and you say, oh, what does resilience resilience mean to you? I hear people say, oh, it's my ability to bounce back. After I have a setback, my ability to come back. Well, there is element of resilience in it, but I like how Chris Peterson puts resilience after his research. He says resilience is the ability to struggle well. In your parenting journey, you will every day present its own share of challenges, not necessarily from your children. Remember, because you are this entity who is in the other domains of life, things will happen, challenges will come. Even right, you will navigate some things, but you need to learn how to struggle well. But how can you be responsive? How can you be resourceful? And how can you be resilient when every day one problem, one situation, one thing that either reminds you of your past and makes you want to cave in into all those challenges that you were not able to navigate? Or imagine somebody, a parent, who right now is thinking about, how am I going to do business in Nigeria with $7.20 to a naira? Or is thinking about, how am I going to deal with the constant overwhelm that I feel first as a person, not necessarily coming from my children, but coming from life itself. That is where creating a system for your well-being, for your resilience and happiness is important. And quickly, I'm going to tell you what you need to create that system. And to do that, I want to ask you, listening to me, watching me right now, don't just be looking at my red frame, so just be hearing what I'm saying. Now, I want to ask you a question. When you feel a negative emotion, either anger, fear, anxiety, sadness, guilt, what do you typically want to do? Or if we bring it to parenting, when you are feeling overwhelmed and your child comes to you, what do you typically want to do in that moment? Because I know that Wendy has done an extensive job in teaching us calm parenting, but I want you to know that most of the times when parents are shouting on their children, when parents are harsh with their children, when they cannot practice connecting to correct, it is most times when the parents are overwhelmed and they are in this elongated state of negative emotions, or they don't know how to even apply emotional intelligence in that time. But think of a time when you were experiencing any positive emotion, whether you were feeling joyful, whether you were feeling inspired, whether you were feeling hopeful, but there was this positivity in you. What did you notice happening? If the research on why we should go for positive emotions applies to you, which I know it does, you will recognize that when you feel negative emotion, it narrows your thinking. Even the things you will naturally navigate in your parenting is, if you are wrapped up with negative emotions, you may not be broadened enough. Your thinking is shallow, is narrowed down, and you are fixated on that problem that you cannot even problem solve. But if you are feeling positive emotion of hope, joy, inspiration, you will notice that you want to do something else that will make you feel more positive state, and it opens up your mental capacity to problem solve, to think creatively, and even to be responsive at that time. Which is why we say in Happify Humanity that whilst every emotion is useful, even the emotion of sadness, anger, anxiety, it is useful because we know that every emotion is data, that your body, your brain is trying to tell you something. But we know that whilst every emotion is useful, not all emotions are created equally. Because negative emotions, not well navigated, can narrow you down and can impact your parenting efficacy, where you are not able to take the decisions or even to look for the help that you need. But positive emotion broadens you. It builds you up. You want to do more things. You want to be, when you are cranky, are you at your best in parenting? But when you're feeling optimistic, Do you notice how you're more creative, and even how the things that your child would do to you that you would normally shout, you will not shout, because at that state of positivity, you are joyful, and there is so much happening in you that you can navigate the negative events. That is where the joker for creating a system for your well-being is. And what is that? It is leveraging the science of positive emotions, where we know that as individuals, when we feel positive emotions, we are broadened, we are more responsive, we are more resourceful, and we are more resilient. Your system now, what you're taxing yourself as a parent to do, is to create a reservoir. You know how you have a tank. So imagine that your state, which controls how you show up in life, how you show up in parenting, is like a tank. Imagine when you have a reservoir of positive emotions in your tank, then you can draw from them to even be the kind of parent that you want to be. So how do you create this reservoir of positive emotions? And sometimes when I talk, I remember when I wrote the book, that scam called Happiness. And somebody said to me, Adima, this one you're talking about happiness. Happiness is for children. Now we are busy adults, nobody has time for this happiness thing. And I smiled. When you hear happify, in principle, we're referring to the body of positive emotions, not necessarily that emotion called happiness. It's the emotion of zest, it's the emotion of inspiration, it's the emotion of hope, it's the emotion of awe, it's the emotion of joy. That's what it means to happify your life. And so what I'm saying is that you have to create a system that fills your life with positive emotions, which is what we call the Be High game plan. What the Be High game plan simply means is, because I know that I am effective as a parent, as I am resourceful, as I am in my mental and my emotional state, then I'm going to intentionally ensure that I am in those states that can help me be the kind of parent that I want to be. And if research has shown that you build your psychological capital of hope, of optimism, of efficacy, and of resilience by creating a reservoir of positive emotions, what it means is that you, as an intentional parent, will take intentional charge of your state and say, I'm going to create a system that will ensure that I have an overflow of positive emotions that will keep me in the state to be creative, to be responsive, to be resilient, and to be resourceful. And that system is simple. 3, have rituals, have routines, and have reminders in place. So that was why I said the 3 R's you need to be an intentional, effective parent: resourcefulness, responsiveness, and resilience. You get in those states by creating a system of rituals, routines, and reminders that fill you with positive emotions, so that you can leverage the science to be the best parent that you need to be. So how do you create these rituals, these routines, these reminders? Now we know that there are a lot of science-based activities that can help us be in the state that we want to be, ranging from meditation, visualization, savoring life's joys, expressing gratitude, nurturing your social relationships, practicing spirituality, avoiding overthinking and social comparison, all of it. There are a lot. The beauty about your system is that you need to apply the circle of human flourishing, which is awareness, compassion, and self-care. And I'll just talk about that even as we progress. So if you recognize that I'm not going to leave my state to chance, I'm not going to let life just be throwing me both bars, and I'm not able to do anything, I'm now a victim of the circumstances that life throws at me, then you're going to say, oh, I want to be intentional to take care of my states. All right? And it's interesting, I have studied what it takes to make humans flourish for the past 12 years. And so when I decided I was going to document this in the book, Happify Your Life, I was talking to my mentor in the practice, Praise for Wowe, and he said, Dimma, we have been waiting for this book. Like the calmness you bring to situations, even when things are chaotic, is a case study that needs to be studied and duplicated so that humanity can tap into it. And what simply helps me to be in that state is recognizing what are the things that energize me, what are the things that excite me, what are the things that are unique to me, what are the things that make me who I am, and to create a system of engaging in them intentionally. Rather than doing it once and once, but if I do them intentionally, then I am creating this reservoir of positivity. All right? So I know that there are different activities that maybe, oh, somebody will say, oh, today do exercise. When you do exercise, you are high and all that. Oh, meditate, visualize. All these are important, but you need to know, what do you need per time? As an intentional parent, one of the most useful questions you can ask yourself every day is, what do I need right now? So let's take how to create your own unique system. What needs to be your Be High game plan? What do you need to ritualize? What do you need to turn into routines? And how do you set your reminders to keep you in that state? Number one, self-awareness. And self-awareness, I like to use a scientific approach. Okay. So maybe later Wendy will talk about that, how you can get access to the assessment. It's in Happify Your Life, but as a community, we might talk about how to do it, because I don't know how to, we can't do all of the assessments right now. To say that there is a simple diagnostic tool that helps you know, in all of this talk, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been where people are talking about, oh, if you want to be productive, if you want to be optimistic, if you want to put your energy to parenting, start your day with exercise or start your day with meditation. And then you find, or do the gratitude intervention, like one woman shared with me, that she was feeling overwhelmed and she was told to do the gratitude intervention. And then for her, it felt like a lie. Gratitude for what? I'm not in the gratitude space right now. But it was because although that intervention of gratitude is effective, that was not what she needed at that time to be in the state she needs to be in. So it may have been working for somebody, but it may not work for you as a person, because you are not yet aware of what you need in the moment. So when you take the person fit diagnostic tool, and I want to be upfront here to say it is not my proprietary tool, it's a tool that was designed by Sonja Lubriski. And if you have the access to her book, The How of Happiness, you'll find the tool there. I also spoke about the tool in Happify Your Life, which helps you to look at these activities that are proven to increase our optimism, to increase our resourcefulness, and say which are the ones that align with my value, which are the ones that are aligned with my interests, and more importantly, which are the ones that I need now. And then when you do them, you pick 3 of them, and then you create a system for the week. I like to always say to people, keep your Be High game plan weekly, because neuroscience has shown us that our brains need a blend of spontaneity and certainty. So when you keep doing the same thing over and over, it may become too useful. You get too used to it that it lacks the power to keep you in the state. But also, again, your brain gets excited with novelty, which is why I try to find the balance between it. And I say to my clients and tribe, keep your Be High game plan every week. Next week, you tweak it. And when you're tweaking it, there could be some things you retain, there could be new things you add. That's the first thing that gets into your Be High game plan. I'm sure that if you are a member of the Intentional Parents Academy, you must have heard Coach Wendy talk about values. That you need as a person and as a family to have values that guide how you do your life. One piece of research you need to know is that you can intentionally choose a value you want to honor each day or each week and add it to your Be High game plan, such that you are living your authentic life. And we know that when we are living like ourselves, like we are original, it increases our energy. So rather than just having your values and pasting it on the wall and teaching your children to recite it, bring your values to life by using it to create a system that puts you in the state you want to be. So for example, authenticity is one of my core values. In a week, I can say, how am I going to be authentic this week? And I add it. You create your Be High game plan proactively. Say, for example, for me on Sundays, I'm saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to put myself in the state that I want to be in. So that I don't come to Monday and I'm now looking like, or something happens on Monday and I'm all disturbed and all that. No, I have intentionally set a plan to keep myself legitimately high. I was thinking somebody will ask me, what does Be High game plan mean? Be High game plan, the B high is being happyfied. Remember, I said happyfied is not only speaking to the specific emotion of happiness, but it's speaking to the range of positive emotions. So being happyfied intentionally gets you legit high. And we all need the highness to be effective parents, to still be effective wives, to still be effective business owners, to still be effective colleagues, to still be effective Nigerians. Because if you don't take care of your mental and emotional state, life will mess up your state. Another addition to your Be High game plan, which I think that if most of us get it, will make life easier. Somebody said to me, Dima, do you ever get angry? I said, yes, of course, I'm a human being. Well, we're always seeing you energized. Another person said, oh, maybe it's just when she's energized, she comes to show us the energy. My tribe know that I talk of my vulnerabilities, my insecurities, my anxieties, and also my strengths. But one thing I have found to help me, which will help you in your parenting journey, is when you come to a conscious knowing of your strengths. Let me tell you, your brain is wired to focus on the negatives, the things you are not doing right. And I want to ask you how you will know that is to ask yourself, all of your personal development projects, your personal development efforts that you have made, how many of them have been towards improving what you are not good at? Meeting the gaps in your life, whether in parenting or anything. And how many of them have been towards enhancing what you are good at? Promoting what you know comes easily for you. Because our brain is always fixated on the negative. So we're always looking at, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing right? Are you aware that if you shift your focus from what you are not doing right, even as a parent, and put your focus on what you are doing right, the things that are working for you, the successes you are gaining, you energize the whole of you, not only to continue to produce the good, but in focusing on what is right about you, you get the energy, you get the impetus, you get the audacity, and even the clarity that you need to fix or to work on the things that are not working. So tonight, I'm telling you, you need to take your eyes, your focus away from all the bad things you are doing as a parent and begin to celebrate the good things you are doing so that you can tap energy from there to focus on the bad. And there's a systematic way, of knowing your strengths, which is the VIA Strength Survey. So after my class, I'm going to drop the link. You can take the strength survey to find out what is called to me, what energizes me as a person, and what comes easily to me. You can weave your strength into your system to keep you in a resourceful state so that you can show up as a parent the way you need to do. So Wendy, please, the team, remind me, I'll drop the link, take the assessment, get your results yourself, and work with the results. If you want a coach to walk you through your result, then that's a different ballgame. But you can actually look at the result yourself and begin to take baby steps. So one of the things you will do in your Be High game plan is to choose one of your core strengths every week and put it in your Be High game plan and say, I'm going to show up in the world this week by applying this my strengths constructively. And because it's a strength for you, it will energize you in your parenting journey. Okay? So that's keeping it authentic. Then you're looking for all of those activities that keep you high. Like when she was reading my profile, I just smiled. One of the things that remains constant in my Be High game plan is movement. Not only because I recognize that movement helps me dimmer as a person to be in the state, but movement is the easiest, the simplest, and one of the most effective activities you can put in your system that will give you ripple effect. So let me give you a trick here. If you want to keep yourself in a resourceful state and still be resilient, to struggle well and be responsive, and then you want to merge it, layer it with bonding with your family, layer it with problem solving, layer it with feeling connected. This is the joker for movement. Movement plus family plus nature, I call it the triple delight. So for somebody who is saying, what can I easily start doing right now as a parent to increase myself in that state of resourcefulness? Get moving. Whether you're walking, whether you're running, whether you're dancing, whatever it is, move your body. That is one of the easiest ways to get a rush of all of the hormones you need. Then when you do that with your family, when you move, even if you're moving on your own, you're getting a rush of endorphins, okay? You're getting energized. You're getting BDNF, the brain protein that helps to activate your brain, right? Then when you also do that, you're feeling like I'm achieving something. So your dopamine is increasing. Then you layer it with doing it with company. And I like to say with your family, your husband, your children. Then you're getting oxytocin, the love hormone that increases the bond you share as a family. Then you do it with nature. Whether you are going on a walk in the park or whatever, then you are getting that sunlight, magnesium, and everything that nature brings to rejuvenate you. So if you don't know what to start with today to increase your state as a parent, try movement. And then as you learn more about yourself, you add other things, okay? So I've just told you how to put it. Your values have to be part of the Be High game plan, your strengths and how to use them in new ways, and the activities that resonate with you, that are research-based and are what you need in the moment. Then when it comes to family, remember, I'm a sucker for family, right? One of the ways you can even make your parenting easier, whilst you're keeping yourself engaging in your rituals to be responsive, to be resilient, and to be resourceful, it pays you to turn all of these things that I've shared with you into a family culture. That's where the joker is, because you are in the productive state. Your husband, say for example, what do you have as connection rituals? What do you have as connection rituals? What do you have as family rituals in your family? Those are ways, because when you are parenting and you are energized, the child you are parenting is energized. You are feeling motivated. The child you are parenting is not feeling motivated. The work is hard. But when everybody is in a resourceful state, it makes it easier for us. So all of the science-based activities that makes people be in resourceful state, turn it into family routines, turn it into family access to being in the state you want, is practicing gratitude. That even whilst there are things you're working on, and you're able to look at what is one good thing that happened today, then you take it up and say, what are 3 good things that happened today? And how did I contribute to making it happen? Turn it into a family ritual. For example, in my family, every last Wednesday of the month is Gratitude Day. So when we meet in the family chapel, which we like to call the family manifestation room, everybody shares for that month. Time may not permit me why you don't want to overflog certain rituals like the gratitude intervention, so you don't water it down. I talked about that in Happify Your Life, but then I just want to share something now because I see that my time is going. So every member of the family is sharing. What are you grateful for this week? What are you grateful for this month? And what did you do to make it happen? As you're doing that, the person is feeling energized and uplifted. Other family members are tapping from that energy, and there is a corporate energy that is in room. Tell me, when you're trying to co-create strategies with such a child, wouldn't the child be in an optimal state to even contribute and then take ownership of what they created? So don't pay attention only to yourself. Create family rituals, make it a family culture. When you're moving, move with your family. When you're praying, pray with your family. When you're expressing gratitude, do it with your family. Make all of those family rituals and routines. So rituals are like traditions that may be routines, but we have elevated that to the status of ritual. Routines could be daily things. And please, Joker family, don't just create routines for your children. Co-create. The question there is co-create. Get everyone involved. Let everyone participate. Talk about how they want to do it, what they want to do. You get the cooperation of your children when you include them in making decisions that matter and affect them. The last leg of the rituals, routines is the reminders. And when I talk about reminders are primers. Primers. So how do you prime your brain to be in that state? Are you aware that when you come into your home, the ambience of your home can either deplete your energy or increase your energy? Do you know that environment is critical to showing up resilient, resourceful, and responsive? So what is your environmental design? How orderly is your home? What are the things that you put up in your space to energize? If you're seeing behind me, you'll see my candles there. You'll see the word act, just be yourself. Remember, I said authenticity is one of my core values. So you have to place reminders. I didn't wear my wristband that shows power. Okay, so you have to screensavers, whatever it is. Design your home and your environment such a way that it emits positive energy, that anyone who steps into it can tap the aura of the essence of your home. I like to say to people, yes, I may wake up sad. My children may not be in the best mood, but I can assure you that if they wake up and put their legs down on the bed and take a walk around the compound, it will definitely increase their energy. It will definitely put them in a more creative state, because Neduma and I have intentionally designed our space to increase energy, intentionally designed the space to increase positivity. So what is your environmental design? How is your home designed? What do you wear? What do you speak? What do you hear? What do you taste? What reminds you of the state that you want to be in? I think I've spoken a lot about this. And in summary, I just want to say that you cannot leave your state to chance. As much as you are learning the skills, as much as you're acquiring the tools to raise whole children, I need you to remember that your ability to transfer your learnings into culture, into a lifestyle, is so dependent on your state, the state of your mind and the state of your emotions. And so if that is important, it means that the same importance you give to learning how to teach my child mathematics or how to teach my child manners is the same energy you invest in ensuring that you daily wake up in a state of resourcefulness, of responsiveness, and of resilience, so that you can be who you are supposed to be and then raise the kind of child that you're meant to raise. I think my time is up. Okay. Chizuru, over to
Wow.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is incredible. In fact, what I'm feeling is this, Coach Wendy. You know that this is just, to me, this is just a distraction. It's just to distract people to really start thinking or want to focus on. So when you call for the inner circle review, I think people should really get this thing. You can't, what she is trying to say here, she can't finish this. This is a huge calculation. I can't even hold on to this. It's a huge calculation for you to have to separate these things, put them into perspective, to use them in a way that you can now affect your children. I mean, there is need to sit down and learn. Honestly, I want to use this opportunity again and say everybody always all roads lead to the inner circle. Please, this is important, that we have to sit down to digest this knowledge. This is huge. I mean, thank you so much, madam, for taking out this time to come and share for free. Well, it's not for free. I think I saw somebody post there that is all of this for free? Somebody asked that question. This can never be for free because it's a huge sacrifice that Coach Wendy has paid, and bringing up these wonderful coaches, trainers who can, impact our life and inspire us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Coach Wendy, you have something to say?
Thank you so much, Chizurum, and thank you, Dimawobi. Very insightful. So I'm going to tell you a story that is interesting. When I started intentional parenting journey, I stumbled on Dimawobi so many years ago, and started to follow what it is that she did with her family, and it was so relatable for me. All right. Because I'm coming from, even before the book, the academy started running. I shared a picture recently where my family and I had gone on a vacation and something we were doing. And I said in that picture, don't think we saw you and started intentionally parenting. We've been intentionally parenting, you met us here, So what she was doing was, was so, it resonated so much. And if you follow, what she and her husband does, so it reminds me of intentionally creating a system that works in your home. And when she was sharing about creating an environment, in your home that actually works. So the design of my home was actually intentionally created to give the kind of energy it gives. So when you come into our space, there's a way you feel. As in, people say they come to our house and they don't want to go. You can actually intentionally create, a home, an environment like that. It's all in the intentionality. You leave it to chance. It just to chance. My children have their friends come over. They say they want to spend one night. They end up spending 2 weeks. They never want to leave because we've created an atmosphere. It's not just it's also the environment. He said, Kodima Mobi said something about the environment. All right. And I want to also tell you that these are people that I have also learned from. There was something the last speaker said. No, the first speaker for the day. He said, any coach that does not have a coach is a cockroach. You end up as a cockroach. Well, such
Yes.
a comment. But even us at the level where we are, we're learning. We're learning, up, down, triangle and all of that. So if you come here and you think, what exactly are they going to teach me? Look at how Dimwamobi broke down this Happy Five system. In my mind, I'm like, oh, look at system now. And these are the conversations. There are plans to these things. There are structures to it. When she was talking about the connection tools, the people in the inner circle could relate. There's a well-crafted system. I started it myself personally And I created a system for the academy to follow through, where you are actually held accountable to create a connection in your home, to create family rituals. What are those things that will resonate in your family that you are known for? I was telling someone recently that once there is a long vacation, so after the conference, I shut down for a long vacation. As soon as my children are on long vacation or long holiday, I am on leave. And for the past 11 years, we've done this. The children look forward to it. And there are other things that come with this, system that have been created. You need to create rituals. You need to create routines. You need to create a system that makes your home. There's a culture of the family. Does your family even have a culture? Every family should have a culture. If your home does not have a culture, I don't know how you want to create the happiness. And in this time, Dimon Obi has a book, Happy Five. And everybody listening to me should go and get a copy of Happy Five. This is the time where we need to understand the system of being happy. When people tell me, "Oh, why do your children travel alone within Nigeria?" At the times not tough. At the times not. I said in this time where there is security challenge, that's the time your child will need to learn how to actually navigate their security system. So in this time when we're having issues with happiness, there is no better time to actually learn how to create the happiness. So I don't know why, we actually have a problem. We say things like, "Oh no, let me just keep." Do you want to continue to be sad? I don't know about you, but you need to learn the system to create happiness around you. Calmness is a skill. Happiness is a skill. You can create a system that actually gets you to a place where you're excited. People meet me and they say, "Oh, the way you smile on camera is the way you smile in real life." There's a system. There's a system that has been get me to this point. So we don't just wake up like that. Hey, we wake up with systems. All right. Thank you so much, Coach Dimma. This is the last session. Amazing. I particularly had a lot, to put together. Reminders, rituals, routines,
Yes.
and all of that. Yes. And like I often say, Kojima has repeated it again. She said, "You are the most important person in parenting." And I say, parenting is about you, not your child. It's not your child that is a parent. I have parents who are watching these sessions with their children. I really do not understand why. I saw some posts. I'm wondering, you're watching these sessions with your children. Is that not manipulation and control? What are we really doing? What do we think we're really doing? You want to watch it because you want your children to. It's not for your child. Parenting is for you. Why do you want to put your child? It's called parentification. There's actually a psychological, term for it. Don't parentify your child. You're gonna have them. You're gonna destroy them when you do that. You give them the burden of parenting. It's not in their place. Stop giving them the burden. Or they will now say something. You say, "Hey, did you hear that, coach? Did you hear what the coach said?" Come on, guys.
The
Take
person
your
is
children
serious.
out of this places. It's not for them. It's a conference for parents. I saw some posts tagging me. I was like, wow, this is a wonderful something. Please let us please listen. Happify Your Life by Dima Mobi. Somebody already chatted that right, on the comment. Happify Your Life by Dima Mobi. If you want to get through
Coach
to her.
Coach Wendy.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I even want to say something when you say parents, when that statement he said that the parenting is for you and not for your children. I think also looking at it from the perspective that these children came pure from God. They don't have they are the even perfect representation of God when they were born. So the challenge they had was a lot of mistakes that the parents have made, which they started seeing and started learning. So it's not even their fault. They don't have anything to do. It's still us. I'm trying to, strengthen that statement that it is not them, but it is us, the parents, who have done the mistakes that these children are now copying. So we should actually focus to learn to correct these mistakes and then help them to see the right way.
Absolutely. Because someone particularly said, "Oh, my child was watching where a coach was saying you should stop, mommy, did you stop yelling? That you now turned and said, did you hear? You need to stop making mommy yell. I'm like, what? What did I just hear? As in, I couldn't piece it together. Like, really, we think that parenting is manipulation. We think that parenting is control. We think that parenting is about, people. Please don't do that. And I'm sure that in the past 3 days that you've been on these 2 days, all right? Today is day 3. The past 3 days that you have been on these sessions, you must have picked up, some stuff, all right? This book is available. You can follow Dima Wobi, the same name that it is written. Dima Wobi, you can follow her on Instagram to get, just send her a chat to get details on how to get this book. Trust me, when I say calmness is a skill, it's not a gift from heaven. I've been there. You need to learn how to actually create that system. Thank you so much, Coach Dima Wobi. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I'm going to send your staff, your team member who chatted me up. I'll just drop the link for them to take the free strength survey. So it's self-explanatory. Awesome. Anybody who is interested can just take the strength survey to get aware of what their core strengths are, and then begin that life of using it intentionally. Because like I shared, even using your strengths in new ways intentionally increases your efficacy as an individual, because you're first an individual before a parent. So I'll drop that for you, and then whoever can take it, and then get living that life.
All righty, thank you so much. The team is going to post this link on our Telegram channel. If you're not there, please go there, subscribe. That's where all of the information for the TIP annual conference is, and all the information about the whole conference is. In 2 days, as at this morning, we woke up to over 20,000 views across, the sessions that we had in 48 hours. Trust me, you are the only one that is sitting on the fence. And again, let me also tell you, we now have 90% booked the Inner Circle program, 90% fully booked. So 10% remaining, 90% is not 90 people, it's 900 people. So you're the only one sitting on the fence. You're the only one thinking, what are they saying? All these things. Implementation is the key. You can hear everything, everything you're hearing here. Valid information, good knowledge. How will you implement it? That's a question that you begin to ask yourself. Do you have a system that holds you accountable to implementation? It's implementation. A Yada chatted me yesterday and said to me that, oh, coach, last year when I attended the conference, as every session they finish, I feel like crying. But this year I'm attending the conference and I'm feeling, oh yeah, we now read day here kind of thing. All right. I know what to do with the information I'm getting. A lot of you listening to us might not understand what to do with it. The information sounds good. It looks nice and all of that. Yes. But then what do you do with it? And, like PK said, Olakunle, he said, until you movement, clarity comes with when you begin to implement the knowledge that you have. Without clarity, you cannot. So knowledge is one side. And I usually say that my people perish for lack of knowledge. However, my people will still perish for lack of implementation of the thing. So whether you get the knowledge and not implement, you will be at par with the person who did not get knowledge. You guys will be the same. So your knowledge acquirement, is there any word like that? You're acquiring knowledge. You're acquiring knowledge is not all there is. And you've heard me say that there is no one session that is going to give you all. Coach Tima was talking here and she said, I can't teach you. It's not possible that we'll come on one conference and teach you everything. It is impossible. All right? It's impossible. We're not telling you. We wish to. You've seen some coaches come live, want to spend 2 hours teaching you, even the whole day on this conference. It's not possible to teach you everything. Even in 1 year, for parents who have been in the Inner Circle for 3 years, there's still a lot to learn. There's still a lot to learn. So the information will overwhelm you without a structure on ground. You can't implement. You need a structure. You need, a system that actually helps you implement. As if I take away something from this session, I know how to run with it immediately because there is a system already. I just go into that system. I say, this space, I slot it in, and then we move. But if you do not have a system, then it becomes really pretty much difficult to actually really implement. Thank you again, Coach Tima Mobi. You want to follow her on social media, Tima Mobi on Instagram, Tima Mobi on Facebook. Follow her. She shares a lot of insight. And again, you see her teenage daughters, teenage children, all of the movement she's talking about. She's actually, I don't bring people who don't do what they say. I'm not even, I don't know those kind of people to start with.
You can't attract them at all.
So I can only know you when you do what it is that you say.
Yeah.
And you really do all of the things that she shared with us in practical terms. Really. Thank you again, ma'am. I do not take your time for granted.
All right.
All righty. Okay, and Chizurum, so that is it for the day. We have come to the end of these sessions for the day. We're going to go home, sleep a little bit more.
Some people may not sleep, because the thing is hot.
I know. Sleep a little bit more. We're returning here tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow is day 4. Tomorrow is day 4, and it's going to get hotter. Trust me. Hey, you don't even want to miss it. We're going to be having Chiodeze Eze. Coach Chiodeze Eze will be here. If you're a parent in the inner circle, you already know. Chiodeze Eze is the one that had thought of as peace as a skill. If you listen to this session and you were overwhelmed, you're not a yada. Because peace as a skill is a thing. And we have learned peace as a skill. You can create a system. We've had families who were supposed to go through divorce just by that, session, peace as a skill. That, overturned everything. These things are skills. And hey, by the way, marriages don't work on love. They work on principles and skills. An unskilled person cannot have a good marriage. So forget anything that they tell you in your church, that you need to pray and, you go to church, you just need to pray for the marriage to work. No, if you're unskilled, you will not. That marriage won't work. You need skills for it to work, all right? Whatever it is that you do, you actually need to, learn the skills. And by the way, I'm a child of God, so that you don't say, oh, Coach Wendy, I'm very born again. In fact, song speaking, word filled, born again. Don't get it wrong, all right? And we're also going to be having Chinyere Obina. Chinyere Obina will be speaking at 4:30, how to begin sex conversation with your child. Chinyere Obina is also someone that I have mentored. So all the people that are going to be speaking to tomorrow are people that I work with. We're having Chidoze here, we're having Chinyere Obina. We're also having a Tima Ome, Mama Purity, will be here tomorrow, sharing with us, and three of them work, directly with teenagers. So we're going to have so much insight. And then we're going to have Temilolu Okowo, someone who has done so much with girls, over the years, raising girls who are pure, how you're going to do it, and all of that. It promises to be an amazing time. It's 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to be closing a bit earlier tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. All right. We look forward to having you tomorrow. Chizurum, are you on duty tomorrow? Are we meeting you here tomorrow again?
No. No, I'm not signed up for tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, Chizurum. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All of our moderators. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Thank you also to all the volunteers, to all the team members. So today, somebody said to me, I remember when you hired one of your staff, that when they joined the academy, and I said, yes. He said, I saw him a few days ago, and I was wondering what happened to him. He said, when you say your people think on their feet, I get it. I want to celebrate every member of my team. When you work with me, you understand what it means to think on your feet. You literally need to move and think. And there is no dropping the ball. You can't even drop the ball at any point in time. So I want to celebrate every single member of my team. What it shows is that you need to have, a set of value, a set of excellence to be able to actually work at the academy. And trust me, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot that we do here. Thank you so much to all of you guys. Thank you to Precious. Thank you to Augustine. The work that goes behind the scenes is more than the work that you see outside. All right. So it's like all round clock working. As you go to sleep, some people are going to be awake until tomorrow morning because things need to get set and all of that. And I want to just celebrate every one of you guys. Thank you. And I want to celebrate you, parents. I've seen some names. They've been here since 3 p.m. They've not left any session. Amazing. It means that there is something that we're getting right. Children, what will be your last words as we close this session today?
Honestly, in fact, what I've been thinking through, I said, there is no other better church than this. When you said you are a born again, you don't even need to tell us. The obvious truth, maybe I should let you know, one of the things that struck me to sign up to decide to join the inner circle is the fact that you are keeping these people for 1 full year. Is not a joke. I mean, if you don't have something to offer, you can't keep people for 1 year. They will get bored. They will leave you. Is the obvious thing. So it means there is something you have to offer. And I'm curious. That's why I said I'm going to go in there. You see, so it's really, I mean, this is the church because the church we've been having is not been helping, honestly speaking. If that one was the solution, I mean, Africa shouldn't be where we are today. Nigeria.
Know, right?
But yeah, but this is the solution. So I urge everybody out there, please find a way to plug in to learn. We have to solve this problem ourselves, and God is on our side to help us again. Thank you, Coach Wendy.
Thank you so much, Chizrum. And I want to tell you that TIP Academy is the expectation. I look forward to having you right in the inner circle. And of course, you can see that Chizrum is an integral part of the academy, even as he's a yada in waiting. That's what we call them. And in waiting. Some of them want to actually just jump into the inner circle as we are speaking right now. They want to just get in. But I tell you, the inner circle will be one of the best things. No, will be the best thing that happened to you on your parenting journey, even in your life. When Kodima was sharing about, knowing what to do per time and all of that, we took a course on essentialism, and it showed the parents in the inner circle what. So you stop saying, I don't have time, I don't have time. You begin to look at what is essential for time, and it's a skill. You learn how to do it. And when you understand essentialism, you understand family culture, routines, you understand, and then you hold yourself accountable to a system. I was sharing in the previous session, and I said that I had to follow, join my husband to go and pick the children from school, because I have a system, I have a structure that holds everybody accountable. There's no choice. I could have sent a driver, I could have sent someone, I could have decided not to go. I have a tenable excuse. But when you run a system of accountability, then you understand what I mean. When I say when you need to move, you move. And I leave you with these words. Parenting is hard enough. You need to choose your heart. Is either you come hard or you go home. There are no middle grounds. Parenting is a full-time job. That's what I'm wearing on my t-shirt. Parenting is a full-time job. It's not a part-time. Stand up today and key into your parenting game like the boss that you are. Thank you, and see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. At 3 p.m. Thank you, Chizurum. See you.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah.
God bless you too.
So, what do you have to say about parents that have not joined the inner circle?
I think they are missing. That's just
Wow.
long and short of it. Because if you, all about life is knowledge. And Bible even said it, that my people perish for lack of knowledge. So the quest for knowledge is that one will go after knowledge. And the Bible even said it that wisdom is the principal thing. With all they are getting, get understanding. So I wonder why some persons will hear about inner circle and they will not join, because just to the, it's all about bringing the better part out of you, and bring your children up intentionally, most importantly and fundamentally and critically. That is just the bottom line for me. The take in Intentional Parent Academy is just about intentionality, and quite appreciate that. It's quite a journey.
And I like to say this as well, because it's not just the learning on the children alone. It also affects we as a couple. Like we're not there yet, especially myself. We're not there yet. In fact, the both of us. But then we are learning. The learning of having to calm down, having to teach our children structures, having to teach them boundaries, and a whole lot. It's a you know intentional parenting gives you power. It makes you it makes you indeed in control. All that gra we used to do before. We thought we were in control. Shut up, sit down there, all that. But with intentional parenting, even with you calmly saying everything, the children actually understands better and they come to terms with it. You find out that with intentional parenting, you're actually in control, and your children understands that
Very well.
yes, this is the person talking to me is my parent, and I need to. If I don't, I will self consequences. For me, I'm already. In fact, everywhere I go to, in my church, everywhere, everybody knows me as Mama Consequence. So I'm so grateful. We are grateful.
We are grateful.
It's not just affecting our relationship with our children alone. It's affecting
It's
our
helping
own
us, yeah,
relationship. I
because
remember when.
it helps me particularly a lot because of my temperament, and I've been able to, like I said, for me, the take there is intentionality and emotional.
Good morning, parents from all over the world. I joined TIP December 2021. I got to know about the Intentional Parenting Academy when there was a conference last year. I decided, after listening to all the speakers, almost all the speakers, and of course Coach Wendy, I made a decision to be part of it. I'd always looked for, wanted the best for my children. I exactly knew what I wanted, their end to be. What I would say is my end goal, after I have brought them to an age where they can be on their own. But I did not have the knowledge. I knew what I wanted, but the gap was the knowledge. And so by the time I listened to Coach Wendy, different webinars she has, she facilitates on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the two social media, Instagram and I think YouTube. I made a decision to be part of it, and for me it has been the best